Manic Meghan Markle's at it again, dazzling us with a blinding blizzard of frantic activity that looks like a lot, but upon closer examination, doesn't add up to very much at all. Amid this dervish-like, perpetual, pointless motion, reports once again proliferate that Her Montecito Majesty's marriage to permanently furious-looking Prince Harry is in trouble, and that her business empire that never was, never will be. Suddenly, the difficult Duchess is no longer the scam-jam flogging, honey-making, down-home domestic goddess. She's the self-styled queen of the scene in the wonderful world of high fashion. At least that, clearly, is what she wants to be. But what a week on Planet Meg. She's here, she's there, she's every bloody where. In Paris, in New York, in Washington, saying this, saying that, and, as always with the Duchess of Jargon, saying nothing that makes any sense, unless, of course, you speak Californian psychobabble. Cutting through her deep space gobbledygook is always a struggle. Hard to ever know just exactly what she's garbling on about. But of this you can be certain. In her own clunking, awkward, poorly explained way, the frenetic Ms. Markle is attempting to change course. Her trip to Paris, a city she'd previously said she could never go to because it was where Harry's mother Diana died in that horrific car crash, shocked her husband's friends. Her unannounced Sans Harry solo appearance at Paris Fashion Week, to which she invited herself, was an obvious attempt to make her mark on the haute couture circuit. Why else would she turn up wearing an eye-catching, cascading, sartorial disaster that made her resemble a badly dressed ghost, but was bound to get her noticed? Her designer label scheming was somewhat confirmed when the following weekend in New York, Meghan combined collecting a laughably undeserved Humanitarian of the Year award with meeting the editor of American Vogue magazine. Even though old Ginger Nuts was with his social mountaineer wife in Manhattan, the couple seemed to spend an inordinate amount of time apart, and witnesses observed that Harry appeared to be grinning for the cameras through gritted teeth. By all accounts, the dim Duke didn't look happy at all. Harry's a British royal. He's been famous from the moment he was born and always will be. His ambitious wife, meanwhile, remains a palpable fame chaser who comes across as ever more determined to cash in on her semi-regal status. Who wants to be a billionaire? She does, but so far, it just hasn't worked out. Word is, as expected, the profits from selling mundane domestic products on her weird online store as ever are rather less than astronomical. In one of her dizzying number of recent public appearances at a non-event also attended by America's top loser Kamala Harris, Meghan played down getting dumped by Netflix, comparing her fate favourably to that of Barack and Michelle Obama's, the woeful wizards of woke, who were also shown the door by the streaming giant. And she waffled on about having the grace to pivot. Translation? Get set for a whole new direction. Meghan's moving on. Instead of more stupefying series of her dreary cooking dirge, with love, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex indicated she's keen on making lots of short films. Translation: Instagram posts, like the ones she just treated us to, featuring her wardrobe full of expensive clothes, vast rows of high-heeled shoes, slices of pizza, and Harry grinning gormlessly in the background. A visual metaphor for the dismal duo's lopsided relationship, you might think. I couldn't possibly comment. And now, after Harry's horrors with Centre Ballet and African Parks, a new charity scandal for Meghan to worry about. The British branch of World Vision, the children's charity for which the Duchess is a global ambassador, stands accused of running a hostile and toxic workplace where complaints of racism, sexism and homophobia were ignored and silenced by bosses. These shock allegations have been denied, but the Charity Commission has launched a full investigation. It was on a trip to Rwanda for World Vision that Meghan was famously photographed hugging a little African boy. That was in 2016, the year she met Harry, when her glittering royal life lay ahead. Now it's all behind her, and who knows what tomorrow might bring. Not Meghan, that's for sure, but thank God for giving her ladyship the grace to pivot. What on earth is she ever on about? Well, give me the grace to pivot. What? But that does mean, doesn't it? That's her garbled way, her Californian nonsensical way of saying, I'm changing direction.
Yeah, I mean, it's her way of saying everything I've ever done to this date is a failure. And now I'm going to yet again try to climb the mountain of success. I mean, she really, really disrespected a lot of people when she showed up at that Fortune event. Now, there are claims, and I have seen a video that has actually been scrubbed from the official live stream, which had 36 viewers, that there was laughing and a bit of
what
jeering.
What did you say again? 36?
Yes. The live stream had 36 live viewers. Now,
can I just... 36 very bored viewers, but go on.
Correct. There was laughing and jeering in the background when she was getting announced to go on stage. It was really, really showing as to how the public feels about her and how this group of women who were probably looking for someone to look up to thought about Meghan when she walked onto the stage. She's a joke, Kevin.
Yes, she certainly is. Well, we've got some clips from this interview that she's done with Fortune magazine. And first of all, she was asked, and I use the term business loosely, she was asked, how did you start your business?
I wasn't running around wearing beautiful outfits. I was probably in Birkenstocks and sweats like the rest of us, especially during COVID, or just barefoot at home. But I was making a lot of jam. So it ended up becoming the thing that really was my passion project that I turned into a business.
Yeah, not a very good business, as is now abundantly clear. And she went on to talk about her deal with Netflix. Let's talk about that before we listen to her spin her way out of her current predicament. Basically, as you will recall, when Harry and Meghan after Megxit arrived in California, they did a $100 million deal with Netflix. Netflix won't admit it, but ever since then, they've been regretting that very, very much. They didn't get much out of it at all. So when it came down to renewing that contract, they were basically dumped. They were given what they call a first look deal, which is a bit like just saying, in a sense, we've all got a first look deal with Netflix. It's if you've got any ideas, come to us first. The same thing, as I said in my monologue, happened to the Obamas, who were also useless for Netflix. And therefore, their new deal was, well, if you've got any ideas, come to us first. There's no money in it. Doesn't add up to much. But if you listen to Meghan now, you think she's sealed the deal of the century.
Yes, well, my husband and I were in an overall deal with Netflix, and then not dissimilar to Higher Ground and the Obamas deal. Once that had come to its term, the extension of it, which was such an incredible sign of the strength of our partnership, was now being in a first look deal, which is also exciting because it gives us flexibility to go to our partners first, and then at the same time to be able to shop content that might not be the right fit for Netflix, but has a home somewhere else.
Translation, we got sacked, but it's really great.
Netflix have just done this to hedge their bets. They're hoping for a divorce. Then that'll be a hit show. But if it's going to be about polo or making strawberry jam, that's...
Yeah, they just dumped them, just like they did the Obamas. Harry and Meghan were productive for Netflix with their first series, which was imaginatively called Harry and Meghan. And that's when they sort of poured a bucket all over the royal family, all over everyone in Britain. They said we're all racist, and So when they're insulting the royal family, they're commercial. Now, they've run out of insults now, so they're no longer commercial. The Obamas were always boring, very boring couple. Very overrated presidential couple, obviously. They didn't do any business for Netflix at all. So they got dumped as well. But, you know, it's like, well, you know, we're ending your contract, but if you've got any ideas, don't hesitate to knock on the door. That's basically it. But if you just listen to Meghan there, it's like, that's brilliant, the way we've segued into a magnificent new relationship. No, you got fired. Obviously part of her Netflix deal, don't we all know it, it's still part of all of our nightmares, was she made these 2 series of that awful cooking dirge. You know, the one where she spent the whole time like cutting vegetables like this and fruit, called With Love Meghan, her domestic goddess offering that not many people watched. Now, she was asked at this sit-down in Washington, the one that Kamala Harris was at. Yeah, here's a word of advice. Don't go anywhere where Kamala Harris is. It'll make you look like a loser. Because, of course, Kamala Harris is the world's greatest loser. She was asked, will there be a Series 3 of With Love Meghan? Here's her answer.
Will we be seeing a season 3 of With Love Meghan? Will it be on Netflix? Do we know?
Well, the holiday special is coming out in November, and it's a really good one. So I think looking at that format again, with a year of learns, so we're able to say 8 episodes for 2 seasons. It's a lot of work. And having done Suits for 7 years, I remembered what goes into a production. I also recognize how much people want content in different sizes. So part of what we're testing out now is it's amazing to be able to sit and watch a show for 30 minutes, but how can I give you a recipe in 2 minutes?
There won't be a 3rd series of With Love Meghan. Unfortunately, if you're hoping for a happy Christmas, don't switch on Netflix because there will be a holiday special, a Christmas special of With Love Meghan. But after that, it's gone. And when she says, I'm going to make more and more short films, that's Instagram posts. That's what that is. It's get your phone out. You know, I film Samara, she says something, or Ash, he says something, I stick it on Instagram. That's not really short films, is it? Those are social media posts.
You can do a pot noodle in 2 minutes as well. There's plenty of stuff that can be done in 2 minutes. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, but it's not. Those aren't films. Those are just social media posts.
But she's also saying people had a lot of me, and now they want less of me. Like people,
a great deal less of her.
Yeah, people couldn't deal with the half hour, so let's give them 30 seconds and maybe they'll watch. Like,
is it a pivot like into the fashion world? Is that why she's dressed as the mummy?
That's the whole point.
You know?
She said, you know, I'm glad that God gave me the grace to pivot.
So she's going to make Meghan clothes like...
Well, yeah, that obviously is why she went to Paris.
Dressed as the mummy in Scooby Doo, like chasing Scooby
that
Shaggy
badly
down
dressed ghost.
Yeah,
we
all want some of that.
Someone who couldn't get out of bed, so she shoved her head through the sheet and turned up at Balenciaga's show. But seriously, obviously that was a blatant attempt to break into the high fashion world. And last weekend, she went to New York and met up with the editor of American Vogue. She seemed to meet up with everyone in New York, apart from Harry, who was there. I mean, what's going on? I think it's interesting, Samara, that it has that trip to New York and indeed her solo trip to Paris. There's no way Harry would have wanted her to go to Paris. No. And then she goes to New York with Harry to pick up this joke humanitarian.
It started off the booing, apparently. Harry.
Well, yeah, probably. But so she goes to New York and spends all her time with other people. So apparently Harry, you know, looked palpably furious throughout. You know, he's like grinning like that for the cameras, but he wasn't happy. And so, of course, once again, it's given rise to talk that marriage is not particularly happy, at least at the moment.
I don't think it is, because there's also the other point. I feel like what most showed me that there are tensions there is that when she was doing that Fortune interview, she made sure that one of the first lines was, oh, but I went back to LA for 1 day to see the children. I've seen Archie and Lilibet in the past week. She hasn't spent any time with her kids. She neglects those children to go and chase her own fortune, fame, and success like the narcissist that she is. Yeah. And I think that would definitely be grating on Harry, because you can see that she's putting herself first, well above her family.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, she puts herself first above absolutely everything. Everybody else is a bit part player in her own B movie. As
They're
far as
accessories, really. Her kids, and if she doesn't
accessories,
need them
yeah, that's a
she
good
just
word.
gets rid of her accessories when she doesn't need them.
It is. It's like Harry and the kids are her accessories on her road to fame and fortune.
And her dad and her sister were the old accessories. She's got rid of them.
She's desperate to be a billionaire, but all of her business ideas are absolute crap. But she was asked again at this event in Washington whether or not she's considered a cookbook or a magazine. I don't know what the answer to this is, but I want to just preface this by saying, please, Meghan, don't give us a cookbook or a magazine. We certainly don't want a cookbook of your cutting vegetables all the time. Nobody wants that, you know. But anyway, let's see what Her Majesty had to say.
Have you considered a cookbook? Could we expect that in the future? Maybe a magazine? What do you think?
I love paper. I do think there's something incredible about a handwritten note. I would love to be able to combine all of my loves that really are a little bit more old school into that type of forum. So I would say never say never.
Meghan, could you say that again in English, please? What on earth is she on about? The sentimentality of paper. Honestly, it really is English as a second language. What on earth is she talking about? What on earth?
You love paper, Kev. You used to work when you used to. I love paper. I love it.
I mean, you know,
Can't get enough
the kind of papers I worked for weren't sentimental, I'll tell you that.
I mean, it's this confected PR dribble that I think people are so sick of. I mean, no wonder Harry wants out. I mean, he has to listen to that pillow talk every night. I'd want to kill myself.
That's too intellectual for Harry, though, isn't it?
I would be like, please.
Do you remember them lying on the sheets? I love the sentimentality of satin. You know?
I mean, you can just. It was so PR. There was an answer to a question. They said to her, "How do you feel being a CEO and a founder?" And she goes, "Thank you." And then
That's not an answer.
it was like, come on. I mean, she's just been fed all this crap to say, and she can't even remember her own lines.
Yeah.
D-list
To Harry,
actress.
I love the sentimentality of satin. And then Harry, could you say that again? That's got too many syllables. Right, let's go to a bad ad.
Give me your purse. Where'd you get that? Ranger surplus?
Yes, I did.
Ranger Surplus, solving problems since 1979.
Yeah, because that's what you do when you're sort of attacking a woman. You always ask them where they got their products. Did you get that from Ranger Surplus? Yes, I did.
I want some of that.
That's an unlikely exchange between an attacker and a victim, isn't it?
He was a well-informed.
But it looks like a good product, though. It certainly worked. So on that bombshell, yeah, it's the big moment, and no other contenders this week. Obviously, the big moment of this week all around the world was Donald Trump's incredible trip to the Middle East, first to Israel and then on to Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, where he met all the other leaders, the little puppets that he made turn up to pay homage to him. And, I think Donald Trump totally deserved his moment of triumph. What he achieved was immense. It was remarkable. But he was like the ringmaster in the circus of his own success story, wasn't he? Yeah, I great. Yeah, didn't I do what? But, that's Donald Trump. He's a boaster. He's an egomaniac. But for God's sake, he deserved it. He achieved something just astonishing. No one else could have done it. Where were the United Nations? Where was the EU? Where are all the liberal organisations that are supposed to bring peace to the world? Nowhere to be seen. The man who brought peace to the world was Donald Trump in his inimitable, hard-assed way. For us in Britain, folks, if you're watching in America and Australia, it was just hilarious because our little Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, the recogniser of Palestine, was there. Trump's furious with Starmer, he's furious with Macron of France, and he's furious with Mark Carney of Canada for recognising Palestine. All three of those three stooges, that trio of stooges, they delayed the peace process by recognising Palestine, just a virtue signal, an appeal to their own Muslim communities. Trump didn't like that, and he humiliated all three of them one by one. Well, first of all, here he is putting our little Prime Minister, two-tier Keir Starmer, right in his place.
Where's the United Kingdom? Where's our friend? Come here. Is everything going good? That's very nice of you here. These people all came in like 20-minute notice.
What a buffoon.
People were just roaring with laughter. I mean, old Starmer, two-tier, thought he was going to be making some sort of speech and Trump just muscles him out.
And we should be furious at Trump, you know, embarrassing, but we're all with him. We're going to embarrass him.
Look at Starmer trying to get his attention there. Oh, look, there's Mark Carney as well. Yeah, and he's basically going, get out of here.
Snivelling.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Look at them, the recognisers of Palestine.
Yeah.
The little creeps, they really are. This is funny. This is with Macron. Look at this. He basically beat him up.
Yeah.
Look at it. And lip readers, by the way, lip read this exchange.
Oh, yeah.
And Donald Trump was saying something to Macron like, you think I didn't notice you weren't nice to me? I know you weren't nice to me. Why weren't you nice to me?
I'm much stronger than you. That's what he was saying
so
there,
he's almost physically put him in his place. So
yeah, he was.
Carney, Starmer, Macron, the recognisers of Palestine, the Three Stooges, really put in their place. Later on, President Trump went on to say, I like a lot of the leaders there. I like a lot of them. Don't like the weak ones. Yeah. Don't like the weak ones. We know who he's talking about. He's talking about our guy. Yeah. He's talking about our guy. He's talking about the French guy. He's talking about the Canadian guy. Bunch of virtues.
They're trying to claim credit for this deal, and they just elongated the whole process by, this could have been settled within a few weeks if the whole world would have pressured Hamas instead of going against Israel.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, it was over here, folks, in Britain. It was just ridiculous. Keir Starmer sent out his cabinet crew, his pathetic left-wing acolytes, to go on television and say that Britain played a key role in achieving peace in the Middle East. We had nothing to do with it whatsoever. We were cut out of the action because Israel, for a long time, has hated us because of this nation's blatant anti-Israel policies and, of course, the final fury over the recognition of Palestine. We didn't do anything, and yet Keir Starmer and his useless craven crew pretended that they did. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that Donald Trump should have got a Nobel Peace Prize for all of this. But of course he didn't. They gave it to somebody who everybody instantly forgot from Venezuela or something. But here is the Prime Minister of Pakistan putting in a bid for Donald Trump.
I would like to nominate this great president for Nobel Peace Prize.
By the way, that Nobel Prize lot over in Oslo, what a bunch of idiots. Left-wing idiots. Why didn't Donald Trump win? Of course he should have won it. But he didn't win it because he's not left-wing. People are still trying to work out why the hell Barack Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize, because he didn't actually do anything.
He had a nice suit, though, didn't he? I mean, he's already done the Abraham Accords as well, Trump. He should have got it for that. And then he solves this thing. And, it's ridiculous that he doesn't get it.
You can't win the Nobel Prize if you're right-wing, you see.
Yeah.
So to hell with the Nobel Prize. It's ridiculous. Can you remember the name of the Venezuelan woman who won it? Maria Conches.
Yeah, I mean, and
Maria
also,
Conches.
by the way, her whole plight was to achieve democracy. She never did it. She's an opposition leader.
Yeah.
So it shows just how politicized that thing is. To be fair, this deal came into place after all the,
they could have given it,
but they still could have done it. I think he will get it next year.
They could have given it to her.
That'd be crazy.
I bet you he doesn't get it next year.
I bet you too.
They'll be hoping that this piece, the Nobel Prize lot, will be hoping. There are a bunch of socialists in Scandinavia who sit in this office and work out which left-winger they're going to give their stupid prize to. They'll be hoping that this peace, the ceasefire that Donald Trump has remarkably achieved, falls apart at the seams. Then they don't have to give it to him next year. The Venezuelan woman, Maria Conches, I think was her name. Don't quote me on that. They said, she's getting it for all the work she's done to bring democracy to Venezuela. Well, she hasn't. she's failed to bring democracy to Venezuela.
Yeah.
She's just some loudmouth who shouts a lot. I mean, you know, it's just unbelievable.
She dedicated it to him, though, which was one glimmer of light. She did dedicate her Peace Prize to him, because she even understood.
Absolutely. And Donald Trump congratulated her with a lot of grace.
And the $1 million, did she give him that then?
No.
That you win with
More than that, isn't it? It's $1.16 million you win. Anyway, here she is, Giorgia Meloni, and here's Donald Trump flirting with her. I don't blame him, actually.
I'm not allowed to say it because usually it's the end of your political career if you say it. She's a beautiful young woman. Now, if you use the word beautiful in the United States about a woman, that's the end of your political career. I'll take my chances.
He's right.
Yeah.
Where is she? There she is.
See, he genuinely likes Giorgia Meloni, and you know, I suppose I'm not allowed to say this, but
it is tough,
I
isn't it?
find Giorgia Meloni pretty attractive. I've got to say. Am I allowed
He
to
likes
say?
blondes,
Do you think
doesn't
she is fancy?
She's very beautiful, but you can't say that, Kev. Your political career is in
I
tatters.
I think my entire career is now over.
She went viral because she was holding a pack of cigarettes and having a smoke outside that conference hall.
She likes a gasp.
She's got attitude. We like that with an attractive
Apparently,
woman.
she's got this kind of Roman accent, and if you're an Italian, she sounds like it's kind of a Cockney, talks like that.
Oh, yeah.
The sort of Italian equivalent to talking like that.
Even more.
But Trump loves her. Obviously, he finds her attractive, but also, don't we all?
I mean, Ivanka and Jared.
I've got a thing for Giorgia, but he loves her for her politics as well, because you know, obviously she's right-leaning. Shall we move on to the small moment, which isn't really a small moment? You know, after all of this, what this is, this small moment, which, you know, for want of a better word, because it's not quite as big as what was going on in the Middle East, but this is a tribute to Donald Trump's just incredible energy. He's 79 years old. So all of that we saw, right? He goes to Israel, makes a massive long speech there, gets on a plane, goes to Sharm el-Sheikh, and we saw all those shenanigans there. Another speech, shaking hands with all the leaders, then he gets onto Air Force One, flies all the way back to Washington, and the next morning, he's across the table, first thing in the morning in the White House, across the table from the Argentinian leader, Javier Milei. And, you know, he's the guy with the bouffant hair and the chainsaw. Rather a good leader, I think. Another sort of political ally of Donald Trump. So there, you know, this is it. It's amazing. And then later in the day, I mean, this is worth mentioning anyway. He presents the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is America's highest honour, posthumously to his friend, the late great Charlie Kirk. Have a look at this.
Honestly, President Trump, I have spent 7.5 years trying to find the perfect birthday gift for Charlie. And it's so difficult. And those of you that have spouses or loved ones, you know how difficult it is sometimes to buy a gift for someone that you love, because he wasn't a materialistic man, so that also did not help. But now I can say with confidence, Mr. President, that you have given him the best birthday gift he could ever have.
Yeah, it would have been Charlie's 32nd birthday, of course, assassinated, what was it now, a couple of months ago. At a university in Utah. And that's his lovely wife, Erica, there. But, you know, that was a nice moment to record anyway. But really, as I say, what I want to talk about is, you know, where does he get this energy from?
It's a great question. The McDonald's, I guess, that he eats. I mean, he hasn't. I mean,
he's not famous for his healthy lifestyle,
I know.
is he?
He always says that it's genetics. I mean, his parents famously lived well into their 90s. He's always had this sort of tenacious energy. He's never drunk alcohol before. He's never done drugs. He's always been very straight edge. Never smoked.
No, exactly.
So to be honest, I mean, he's really someone who has gotten up every single day, had a mission and achieved it. And I think we should really, really thank him for that.
He's addicted to it, isn't it? I mean, I spoke to, you know, Nigel Farage, our next Prime Minister possibly, and he was saying he was out with him in the Beast or some limo, and they'd been out all night, and it was like 4 a.m, and he thought he'd take a little nap, and Trump was like nudging him, going, "Wake up, Nigel," you know what I mean?
Really?
At 5 in the morning.
It's a good story.
Yeah, he only needs about 5 hours. That's what everyone says. That's what he says.
Like Margaret Thatcher was like that.
Yeah, when he goes to, apparently, he goes to bed there with a McDonald's,
Yeah.
you know, a
Fair
Big
enough.
Mac,
Yeah.
and watches Fox News. So even when he goes to
mean?
bed, he often doesn't go to sleep till 4 a.m. Then he's up and running again by 8.
Does he have a McMuffin in the morning?
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, we'll get in
We'll
touch
find
with
out about
with Catherine
Yeah,
Levitt, the Caroline Levitt, with the White House press attaché, and we'll find out
He works
exactly
there
what his
sometimes,
diet
doesn't he?
is. Yeah.
I think he's also a man of his word. Like, he said some beautiful things at that Charlie Kirk memorial. He said to Erica and the crowd, you know, I was going to cancel this, but I didn't have the courage to call Erica. I was going to stay back in the Middle East and talk to some very rich Arabs about plans for investment, etc. But then he went on and said, you know, I care about Charlie too much and what he did for this country,
got a
so I
good
came
heart,
back.
hasn't he?
He was like, it wasn't in my heart to call and cancel, and I know it was his birthday, so I'm going to show up, and that shows real testament and strength.
Look, you know, I know a lot of people have got a lot of reservations about Donald Trump, but as far as I'm concerned, God gave us Donald, and I always knew he was going to be the best ever story, and he's just phenomenal. I mean, and he's so charismatic, and boy, oh boy, he was like the puppet master of the entire world stage this week. Just breathtaking, jaw-dropping performance by the American president. And on that bombshell, let's go to put the rap into crap, didn't he? What on earth was that all about? What is a flea market?
You can buy all kinds of fleas, you know, and it's quite a gourmet.
Flea-infested furniture.
So was he Monty there? Was he selling fleas then?
Yeah,
or
different
there loads
types
of
of
fleas
fleas.
in the
It's a
sofa?
status symbol where in America, some parts of us.
The shoplifting epidemic.
That is a very interesting question. I might solve it like this.
Get your hands! Oh my God! Oh my God, that's assault! Well, I'm phoning the police. Can you phone the police, please? It's just assault. Get off of me! What are you doing? Empty your bag. I'm phoning the police.
So the guy in the red jacket is the security guard at the Iceland supermarket, right? And that woman allegedly, he thought she'd been stealing stuff, that she was shoplifting. We don't know the truth of that allegation, but he certainly seemed convinced she'd nicked something. And he was dealing with her in an unusual way, and he got his belt out and started slapping her with it. Now, that video has gone viral. And the responses to it have varied. Some people say, that's disgraceful, that's disgraceful. Now, in this country, in Britain, we have a massive, massive epidemic of shoplifting. It is like one of the biggest problems in this nation right now. People just walking into shops and just walking out, thousands of them, day in, day out. So a lot of people, Samara, are saying, well, good, it's about time somebody dealt with it like this. Where do you stand?
I mean, I think it is one of those indicators that kind of the United Kingdom is falling apart at the seams when you start to have these petty crimes and they don't get treated, then it just sort of rolls out of control. I mean, I was getting my groceries last night and I finished quite late. And
Did you pay for them? Did you pay for them?
No. But there were two.
Do you pay for stuff when you go to shop?
Most of it's
Most of the time.
So,
yes. No. You know what? I always pay because I have a job
Well,
and
you're supposed to pay.
Yeah,
You would say that, wouldn't you? Yeah, tell that to the judge.
The main thing is that there were two people there at the shop and they had clearly been shoplifting, and you could just see it was 11 p.m. at night, the forlorn security guard just saying, please, could you just open your bag? Could you just not walk out with that? Because you are technically, because of our liberal laws, allowed to steal up to 200 pounds worth of stuff, which for Americans is about $300. So you can actually just walk out freely. And these are the problems. It's these liberal policies when we just slap people on the wrist instead of actually putting precautions out there that leads to this sort of
I
thing.
had it in New York as well, but this is a way of saving court time, administer instant justice, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but also, Ash, the thing is that so many of these security guards, obviously not this guy in the red jacket, but so many of them are told, don't get in the way, don't stop these people because they might have knives. So these stores The police never do anything because it's like beneath them. Oh, I don't bother with shoplifting, which is why it's becoming an epidemic. But these security guards, these stores hire security guards and then tell them, for God's sake, don't stop the shoplifters in case they get violent. I mean, it's ridiculous.
What's the point of them?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? A good whipping.
We need more like that guy.
Yeah, some whipping in the town square. That's what we need.
Yeah. I think, what about this as a policy of a shop? If I ran a shop, I think I'd get the store detectives to beat up every shopper.
In advance?
Just on the basis that they might be shoplifting.
To warn them, yeah.
Yeah. And if it turns out they didn't
they
shoplift,
know what they're going to get.
You know, but that way you're going to keep all your produce, right?
Good idea.
Yeah, I mean, why don't we just go so far as chopping people's hands off? I mean, at this point, like, you know, that's what they do over in the Middle East, so I've heard.
Yeah.
I'm joking. That's a joke, FYI. That's a complete
cut their
joke.
hands off in the store. These are all jokes, folks.
These are all jokes.
I think she was serious.
I wish we didn't have to say that. We're making jokes, all right? Of course we don't believe in violence towards shoplifters.
But it would work.
But the guy in the red jacket does.
I can assure you, she probably wouldn't, if she was an offender, she wouldn't have been a first-time offender. He would have probably been showing up to work every day just for his paycheck, and she's going off there and stealing a bunch of stuff.
Well, yeah, except we don't, allegedly.
Don't know.
We don't know what the truth is. Yeah. He may have been right. He's clearly convinced he's right, but perhaps she's telling the truth that she didn't steal anything. But maybe we'll never know. It'd be interesting to find out. That's Iceland for you. Another day on planet Iceland. Let's go to the next question.
Drivers on London buses have complained that their buses are infested with cockroaches and the mayor won't do anything to help. What would you do?
I would help.
do you want to know a story, right? So you know, I'm a big TV presenter, you know, so I go around, obviously I travel in the back of a limousine. No, I don't. So last night, right, so what I do is I get the subway, the London Underground, back to near where I live. And then, if I'm lucky, I manage to hop on a bus up to... It's very glamorous. Anyway, last night, it's about 11 p.m, of course, my show doesn't finish till 10. So last night, I missed the bus. So I'm walking up this hill with my case in the middle of the night, like this. And this cyclist comes past me, he goes, Kevin?
Oh,
and I go, yeah. He goes, I'm a big fan of your show. I go, thank you. He goes, what the hell are you doing here? I said, well, I missed the bus and I'm walking home. And he said, I thought you'd be in a Rolls Royce. I said, yeah, if only. But anyway, to get to the point of the question, I get on buses a lot. I haven't seen any cockroaches, but of course our mayor, Sadiq Khan, our pipsqueak mayor, this is exactly the sort of thing he wouldn't do anything about, right?
Yeah,
Ash?
I mean, he's worried about pollution, but he's only really attacking cars. If you go in the tube, the particulates are poisonous. I mean, I've got one of those measuring meters that I bought one night when I drank too much online, and I measured it once, and it like
whole
says...
segment's very revealing.
Emergency warning, there's so much particles on there, and the tube, the underground subway, has its own species of mouse and flea that's developed over 150 years. It's been around, so...
Unbelievable.
But
We're all used to
what? Sadiq Khan would have absolutely no clue about that because he travels around in a Range Rover motorcade around London with multiple...
Three cars.
Three cars.
Range Rovers.
And he claims it's too
Armoured.
Yeah, because it's
with armed guards.
It's too unsafe for him. It's too unsafe
and
for
the
him.
old mayors used to get on the tube, Ken Livingstone. Boris used to cycle around, Boris Johnson, on his bicycle, and he actually solved a mugging once.
I mean, Sadiq, what about the people of London? It's too unsafe for you. What about us? It's ridiculous.
Anyway, I sympathise with the drivers of the London buses. I've got another bus story. The routes that I use, they've got these new ones, electric, nice. But they're really cool. They've got these kind of disco lights at night, and they've got air conditioning, and this is my life, you know.
Sounds like a party bus.
I sort of waxing lyrical to my wife, going, these amazing new buses. She said, what are you talking to me about buses for? I said, well, I don't know anything else. This is my entire
got the bug. You've got the bug, man.
Yeah, I tell you. Question 3.
The National Trust has started putting vegan tampons in men's toilets. Is this a good idea?
Oh, it's a brilliant idea. It's about time. The National Trust, for our audiences around the world, this is a kind of charitable organisation that runs all of our stately homes. So they have lots of these volunteer workers who manicure the gardens and make sure all the statues and the suits of armour and God knows what inside these stately hounds are kept up to scratch, looking lovely. So lots and lots of people there. But it's been taken over by these sort of woke idiots, these woke warrior lunatics, who, they've sort of put all these gay pride flags all over the place. And their new thing is, as the question implied, the National Trust is starting putting vegan tampons into men's toilets, into men's lavatories.
It's basically a carrot, isn't it?
Well, I mean, is this
a good idea?
Is this a good idea? Well, let's be serious for a second. It's an absolutely insane idea. It's insane. Who's that guy, that idiot, the high school coach, football coach, who was Kamala Harris's running mate?
Oh my God, Tampon Tim Waltz.
Tampon Tim Waltz.
Yeah.
He was a big fan of putting tampon machines into male loons.
Some men use them now.
The thing is,
there is a use. I can't say why.
The thing is, everybody, write this down. Men don't need tampons. Women do.
I had a producer that had them.
Shut up.
That's
Ash.
Another story.
Shut up. Let's not go there. Let's go to a bad ad. Shut up. Let's go to a bad ad.
If you've got problems with bugs.
Hey, what happened to our sandwich? What are we gonna do? We better call area-wide exterminators.
Something's bugging you? Call area-wide exterminators.
What's for dinner?
Anyway, who should go first? Women first. Ash?
Yeah, this is from Felix the Cleaner. Samara is so nice.
Oh my gosh, please do come and clean my flat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah! Felix the Cleaner. That's a hell of a name. Is it like a historical figure?
Yeah, I love that.
Alexander the Great, Felix the Cleaner. Okay, go.
Karen says, now it's gone to the top. Karen says, Kevin, you're a stunning man, and if you are single, let me know. Love you loads.
Oh my God, who's that?
Karen Gamez.
Give me the phone number. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Well, I'm not entirely single, but it can be arranged. I'll get in trouble for that. I really will. Because when I get home, we put this on Friday night. My wife is always loyally watching it. I'll get home on Friday night, and she'll look at me daggers now. Ash, go on.
This is from the lady T23. That woman on the panel needs a muffler. Her screeching is horrendous. I don't know who she's talking about. Very hurtful, this. They always have a go at your voice.
I know. Yeah, to be fair. Yeah, it is. No, it is.
Well, yeah, Samara's voice, a weapon of war, as some other observer once remarked. Go on, Samara.
Someone says, Kevin, your commentary is well done. Please, for the benefit of everyone, please button up your shirt or wear clothing that covers your sagging neck and upper chest. You're at work.
They had a go at him about that last
horrible.
week. Every week, that's horrible. It's beautiful. I love his
sagging
chest.
neck and what?
Get it out, Kev.
You don't have a sagging neck. You're actually very lucky.
Well, I feel like I do now.
That's an untruth. That's just not true.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I could wear a tie or something, but, I'm old enough as it is. So Ash wears a tie.
I wear a tie, yeah.
One tie is enough for this show.
Timmy the cat. He identifies as a cat.
This show isn't big enough for two ties. Go on, Ash.
This is from Caroline. Kevin, I think you are great. So are Samara and Ash, but you have the edge. Keep it up.
I'm supposed to have the edge. I'm the host. Yeah. But I think we're a team. We're a team. Yeah. There's no I in team. There's me in team, but no I. Go on, Samara.
G1 says, not a Meghan Markle fan, but you are all brutal, cruel, and classless. Harry clearly deals with mental health issues, and the public has no compassion. He has got mental health issues, probably because he's married to Meghan.
I don't know what they mean by Harry deals with mental health issues. Do they mean he tackles them for other people or he suffers from them. Perhaps it's both. But in terms of our cruelty to Meghan Markle, we humbly apologise. Go on, Ash.
This is from Sherry Fazizi. She says, hilarious, and thanks for giving the dim duo an autistic Greta one between the eyes. I love Samara's classy style, that's better, and brilliant input. Kevin Ash, you can stay, but only if Samara saves the day.
Oh, well, there you go. That puts us in our place, doesn't it? One more, Samara.
Someone says, I could see Samara tearing up when the Giggolos advert came on. She clearly misses her favourite haunt. Please, someone help the girl out and build a new one in London. And those first cousins in bed together ASAP. What? The first cousins in bed.
That's what we said, first cousin marriages. But you used to go out with a guy who runs Giggolos, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I used to go out with a gigolo.
The stereo shop we saw as well, you went out with him for a bit. There was only 2 shops in Melbourne.
Yeah, I've been around town.
Yeah, and because it was last week when you tried to explain to us what a gigolo was.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't know.
telling me, you know, in my day. Go on, Ash.
As well, weren't you? Right, this is from Flying Fish. Why does that lady on your show in the studio, Samara, something always below her? It doesn't really make sense. Responses are replying in a normal volume. She's so irritating. Tell her to turn it down. She's louder than both you male presenters. How dare you? Yeah. And it's deafening at times. She's not professional behaving like that. Yeah.
Tell me something I don't know.
Well, good thing about you, Samara, you have to work with me all the time, is you are the female equivalent of me. You know, 2 massive, great, loud voices. When we're in our office for talk upstairs in this building, 17th floor, great views. You can't hear anything except for me and Samara.
Yeah, the cackling.
Yeah. Anyway, one more. Who we got?
Michelle said, please stop calling Catherine the Princess of Wales. Kate, why do you insist on disrespecting her? Maybe we should call you Kermit or Keith.
Well, you call me what you like. I don't care. Yeah. I call her Kate because why not?
That's what she was known as.
Yeah, Waity Katie. Remember that?
Yeah.
When we were waiting for her to become the princess, and we heard stories that she was keeping William at arm's bay and didn't want to get married too soon. So she got this nickname in the British press, Waity Katie. And she was always called Kate then. It sort of stuck with me. And, you know, what do you expect me to do? Why do we have to call her Catherine? I mean, you know, I like the royal family. I'm interested in them. I don't particularly look up to them. Why should I? You know, those days are gone. Birthright doesn't mean anything. I look up to people who achieve things on their own merit. And it's not the royal family's fault that they don't need merit, but they don't have to achieve anything to achieve their position. So I don't look down on them. I just don't look up to them. So Kate, it is. Go on.
You just look straight at them. Kevin, you talented wordsmith, I've learned many valuable things from your wonderful show, and one of those things is that everything Meghan Markle does is calculated. I'm not sure why she did it, but I'm sure that she planned that Paris video. On to happier subjects. Samara, you look so beautiful. What a lovely outfit. Enjoy your sharp wit and energy, Samara. And I also enjoy Ash's grounded perspective. Great show as always, everyone. Yeah, I'm a very grounded person.
Yeah, you
Ash's
are
grounded perspective. Ash's grounded perspective. I think Ash's unique perspective. Who was that from, by the way?
You forgot. I didn't say, did I? Brian Tassoni. All right, Brian.
Brian, what a lovely message. Thank you very much. And